Yep. Okay, get it.
So, Craig, I'll start off with logistics one first of all. Other than suspensions, any injuries or players who you can't bring into contention for tomorrow because of various reasons?
No, we have obviously suspensions, but injury-wise, completely clean. And then we'll see. Obviously, there's still another 24 hours, but everyone trained, and that's it, really. Yeah, it's.
Not just a boring one to start off with.
No, it's a good one. It's a good because you've actually got me thinking about it as well. It's like, we come through. Yeah, we got through.
Listen, lots to learn from the Iceland game. As you always said, it's you want to see the games, you want to see how the players adapt, get them on the grass as well. But I suppose what's most pressing for tomorrow? I know you're looking for other games forward as well, but what's most pressing, the learnings from Friday that affect you for tomorrow night's game?
It's consistency in the game. I do understand it, but that's what you're pushing for a longer period, to consistently be good with the ball and be good without the ball. We've been able to put ourselves in a position in the last two games where we've been 2 goals up. Now, in that period as well, we've had 2 big opportunities in those games to make it 3. Now, playing at 2, then playing at 3, a man of your talent as a journalist would understand is a lot easier being at 3 than it is at 2. It's still, that 1 goal can definitely make a difference. And then it's, the opposition will change. So we've earned the right during those games where the opposition will change the intensity. Sometimes maybe I know people, like when I look at Iceland even then, see tactically they didn't change, they just jumped, they just become more aggressive. So their intensity rose, which a team away from home you would expect to, but are we matching that intensity with creating the angles quicker? So when the speed of press comes in, how quick is our speed of support? Because that's how it has to be. Now, if they go slow, then we can create our angles at a steadier pace. But if they start sprinting towards you, are we sprinting to create the angles? And that's what we need to gain more consistency on, recognising that. Also recognising in the game as well, it's, if we've had 4 or 5 periods of build-up and it hasn't quite gone to how we want, then we have to manage it. And do we go up the field then? Do we take the sting out of it? So not allowing opposition teams to sort of gain momentum. But I see these are quite normal, and that's really what I do. We've spent, I think we've had a number of meetings since then, and it's just showing, like discipline will allow you to have good habits. Good habits allow you to be consistent. And then if you're consistent, then you can grow. And we're just in that period at the moment of being consistent to allow us to really grow.
I suppose this is one when you become a coach, you become a manager, that I don't know, it's an irritation, frustration, challenge. So I'll ask a question in terms of how disappointing, how frustrated either way it is to have the suspensions you've got after 3 games. Key players, you think Brennan Johnson, Jordan James. I just suppose from your point of view, is it a frustration? Is it a disappointment? What's maybe the best way to describe it when you get suspensions early on in a campaign?
Normal. Two bookings, normal. Is it you've known a different change over the last number of years?
Just the way the referees do it sometimes.
No, I've always different cultures are different. They have different ways of how they see a foul, or that's just normal. That's not how we play. Maybe we would see. We would be a little bit stricter on certain parts where some referees from different countries are not, or they're more lenient, or it's just how we see the game and what we interpret at times. But it's I see it as really normal. I do see at times it's difficult to not receive a yellow in these games. Yeah, and you just have to you just have to take that and understand that's part of it. That's part of it. So it's not a problem. And that's honest truth. You expect suspensions.
Joe Allen, we obviously talked a lot about him when you brought him back into the squad and last week as well. Not in the matchday squad for Friday. I'm just wondering, in terms of what you've been able to see with the grass, is there a potential for him to be involved in whatever way you choose tomorrow night? Has he got the legs to give you something on the pitch tomorrow if needed?
He's got the legs. It's clear he hasn't been playing football. And listen, when we talk about consistency, we have a lot of players who don't play football at this present moment. It can change. It can change in their scenario, of course. So the consistency in the game, maybe tempo dropping, maybe that has a part of it as well. I don't know. I do know. Maybe I can make a few more changes quicker. So that's the way I'd like to look at it. But at the same time, we know the minutes he really has. We knew that from the start. But it's just, when you see a player like him in training and the habits he has, that's what we talk about. And you've heard me mention consistency a lot. It allows players to be consistent when you see how good his habits are. And if you follow suit, you understand why he's had such a great career. And that's really important. It's so, don't underestimate it. I know we're quick to want to say, well, no, it's time. Why is it time? When you can actually offer your next generation and your next group a real purpose and a real opportunity to go on and be the best they can be, because they've seen elite, and that's exactly what he brings. So hopefully he kicks the ball for me tomorrow, and even if he doesn't, he's had an incredible week for us and been really positive for us.
Just a last one, and a footballing question about Brennan Johnson. I know he's not available for you tomorrow night, but I'm just wondering, from what you've seen with him up close and personal, how do you describe the level that he's gone to? Because he just physically looks different, smiling on his face, everything, all the things that I suppose come with, easy for us to see, confidence, momentum, all those things. You see it at a different level for us. I just wondering how you see is what level Brennan Johnson has gone to in recent months, and perhaps what more there is from him as a player.
What, in the time I've been with him?
Yeah, and what also, I'm sure you were monitoring beforehand as well.
No, of course you do. The week we had with him, he trained once because he was played Sunday. Yeah, so we have to do recovery, which is normal. He was actually tired. He's had a lot of games. Actually, first half, I thought he was okay, but he scored. So he must have played really well.
Right place, right time.
No, but he's a top kid, honestly. I think I love your interest in him, and I really do, and brilliant. Like, please keep that. But he's okay, honestly. He's like such a good kid. He's so humble, comes from a really good family. And I'm just so glad to, not just, of course, because he's Welsh, that really, of course you're hugely satisfied with that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. But I'm just glad he's in such a good place, and we're all getting to see the level of player he is, because he's definitely a top player. No problem.
Rob?
Hi, Craig. Okay.
Yeah, good, thanks.
You talked about just now about consistency in games. The 3 games have had a familiar pattern about teams coming back in the second half. You've got the stats. Is there any drop-off in your players' performances after the break? And does that have, if there is, does it have anything to do with maybe not starting so many games at club level?
Maybe, I don't know, or maybe even how we look to play. I'm very high intensity driven, very sprint distance. I believe 5 yards forward saves you 50 yards back. So go forward, but sprint, go hard. So you have to react. First 3 yards, work early. Ball goes long, make sure you're back in. So there's a lot. And it's just getting that reaction time. So some do it differently, and they use or maybe they play a little bit differently. And it's just trying to bring all that together so they get a real good understanding of what and how you work and how you would like the team to look. And there's been really good periods of that in games. And then sometimes maybe habits or maybe different ways of playing in different circumstances to how you would treat a certain lead or maybe certain part of the game, maybe you refer to something else you know. So it's just trying to create that consistency for us, what we see we would like this team to become. I think after 3 games, it's not too bad, huh? But it's good because we still got a lot to do, and that allows you to coach more, but it allows you to be excited more as well.
So you don't see a pattern, in other words?
Rob, I like your questioning. I know where you're looking to go. Yes, I understand it completely. Do we have loads of players playing at their clubs? No, of course we don't. Would we like that? Of course. It'd be hugely beneficial to us. But what we have to do in the time now, we have month, they get game time with us, and we give the game time. And hopefully that helps them and helps us as well at the same time.
The other thing, similar in a way, the goalkeeping situation we talked about before. 3 games, you've swapped, and you said before the last 2 games, I'm going to change things for the second game no matter what. Is the goalkeeping situation for you, you're still making up your mind, or is it not a case of, number one, somebody mentioned Brighton, Ben mentioned Brighton, chopping and changing goalkeepers regularly? What are your thoughts on that?
At the moment, probably change. Keep changing, keep getting a look. And that's for a lot of positions as well. We have this period where I honestly believe it's a good opportunity to see a lot of players in competitive action. Nations League I really like. I'm really happy and grateful for that as well. I know we used to have friendlies before, but I like this format because it allows players, they're in and, we want to win, like every other team in this group. But yeah, goalkeeping, I understand there will come a time where you like to look at that's your one and he's the one. But at this present moment, I like to be able to give a lot of players the opportunity to play.
And the absence,
and they deserve it as well, by the way.
And the absence of Brennan Johnson means, we said when you announced your squad, you've got more attacking options for this squad, haven't you, than you had previous, with the likes of Brooks and Broadhead coming back. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
No, of course, love attacking options. And we have 1 or 2 more to come into that group as well. I really believe the profile of our attacking players are really excite me. They're really type of players that can really help how your team plays or how us as coaches would like our team to play. We've got really good options on up front, and like I just said, then we have 1 or 2 more to come into it. So on the front, like anywhere across the forward line, front 5, front 6, I'm really happy with.
Last one from me, Montenegro. Are you expecting them to come and shut up shop? Because they actually showed second half over there. I know it was horrible conditions, but they can play a bit. Jovetic is a top player, isn't he? What are you making of them?
Did you watch them against Turkey?
They were in the game, and they have been in all their games.
Did you watch them against Turkey?
I've seen highlights. There we go. And Arnold played really well for Turkey.
They're a good, honestly, like this is not like patronising fact, they're a good team. And they're difficult to prepare for. Because they will leave space, then you're able to go and attack. But on the counter, just due to players not coming back from, they're very dangerous again. So we have to really, we need to control the game with the ball. We need to control the tempo of the game, because if you don't, they have a lot of players who are very much into the transitional part of the game, really come alive. So hopefully tomorrow we'll look to control the tempo of the game because if it goes into a transitional game, they become alive. They become a very dangerous team. Do I believe their press? I've seen loads of games of them pressing, then I've seen loads of games from sitting off. Now, some away from home, some at home. So they can be unpredictable. I feel they feel the game more when it gets going. And that's where I'm probably expecting more for tomorrow.
All the best.
Cheers, Rob.
Lawrence.
Hey, Craig. Just a quick one on Nico Williams, really. He just seems to be absolutely thriving in your system at the moment. Is that fair to say? And he seems to be sort of revelling in what you're asking him to do as a fullback.
He played in a free on Friday, so we didn't play him full back. But he's just clever. Do you know, like I said to him, like, you'll have more of the ball here than you've had. And then he'll show you bits as well. Do you know, like obviously the 2 passes, but we have bits in training that he done exactly the same. And he has that cleverness. And also, which is very important as well, you can use him in control. So if you get countered on in those type of areas, that's why you try not to play too big. You want to keep it small so you're all in compact. So if you lose in transition, you're able to get back. He's very quick in being able to get back. He recovers really well. So he's a very important player for us. In any type of role, you could play him right. We've played him right wing, third centre half, and left back in 3 games.
Can he do centre mid tomorrow?
Yeah, do you know? Good look at it.
Neil.
Just a quick one, just to go back to the Joe question, really, Craig. Has he done enough to? I mean, would it be a gamble if you threw him in from the start? Has he done? Is there enough in there? Is there enough in there to suggest he could?
Of course, he's a gamble if you throw him in from the start because his minutes in football this year. So and that goes for a lot of our players as well. You know, it's we have to. You know, a lot of them do very good work, even though they're not playing, but the clubs are run incredibly well, and they do a lot of conditioning. Does it match a game? Of course, we all quite understand it doesn't, but some of them work really well and are doing really good jobs with the players. So when we do have them, we do have players who've had a lot of good work behind them. That okay, they might not have had the game time, but they've had a lot under their legs to be able to give us a good part of the game.
Because you were a bit light in there tomorrow, aren't you? With the greatest respect to some of the squad members you've got.
Mate, we're light in 6 area. And that's through all the age groups. You know, if you give me a look at squad planning when I first came into this, that's why attacking, it was like I could double up. Really excited. 1 or 2 areas we don't quite have. But has that been the case for us a lot? Because we are a nation that sometimes we have to be creative then in what we do, and I believe that sometimes adds to your strength. Do you understand what I mean? You know, we've seen bigger nations and ours really struggle in that area and not have the players they would like for that area. But it's a very important area for how we play, but we just have to get on with it. It will give 1 or 2 others. I'm looking forward to seeing 1 or 2 others to be able to see how they do in there, because they have honestly deserved after the chance of what they've been showing in training as well.
Yeah, because it'd be a great romantic story for a group of people who are in it for romantic stories if Joe were to start again and come back.
We all like romance now. You know, it doesn't always happen in football. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're in the wrong business if you're looking for romance in football. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and I'm probably like you all. I'm so appreciative of what he's been able to do for our country. He's been one of our greatest players. I know you hear me say this with Aaron Ramsey, but I truly believe it. He's and you just do not want to let that stay longer, you know. And I'm gonna just use every bit about him. But I agree with you. Would I want the fairy tale ending for these type of people, yes, because of what they've given.
I mean, notwithstanding today, this month, perhaps next month, going forward, Craig, do you think Joe has got still got plenty to give this season? Of this season beyond, perhaps. I mean,
I would like to think so. You know, it's like and I always try and stay away from club because listen, we borrow the players. That's what their clubs own them. Now, we don't develop them. We don't. How can you develop a player when you only have them 1 month a year? The clubs are the ones doing it. The clubs are the ones paying the attention, paying it like they're with them day in, day out. Now, the one asset we do have when we have them, now people talk about time, but we have them for 24 hours. So that's nice because, you could speak to 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes with a football club, you don't quite get that luxury unless you're away from home at times, but that's very rare. So that can help junior time. Once you get their time, you really have their time. But so you get a feel for what's going on and where they see themselves and how they are at their clubs. But I honestly believe if one or two who are not playing at this present moment, do I believe Joe's going to get game time? I really do. Really do. It's just a matter of time. Now he's going to have to wait for his opportunity due to how one or two players at their club have been doing. So, but when he does, then it's up to him to take it. Now, and that's the same for others. It's what you do. Do you down tools? Or do you work hard every single day? Do you come in early? Are you doing the extra stuff? Are you ready for that opportunity? For when you get it? Because you will get it. We know the games. You're never out of it. So when you get that opportunity, you're able to take it. Then if you do, then you stay in there. Then we get even better. Of course, we get a great benefit. But it's not, like Harry Wilson's been incredible for us. He's been incredible over the last 3 games. He really has. I knew he was a good player, but I didn't realize he was this good. Trust me, that's the honest truth. And he hasn't been playing. So, it's strange, huh? It is. And do you know what I mean? You're like, he's been, and he hasn't had a minute of football really at Fulham. So, what it gives, it takes away as well. Yeah. No worries. Ben.
Craig, just one. Can I just ask? The other night you said, you were thinking, should we go long? Can I go long? But you said, I didn't want to do that, and our solution cannot be just to go long.
I don't think I said it quite like that because that sounds really intelligent. What you're saying? No, it was
that's why I read it.
Yeah.
That's why I transcribed it anyway. Yeah. But how? Because that would be to go against the grain, right? In terms of your thinking, Craig. I just wanted to sort of expand on that a little bit.
No, it don't get like. If I can get there in 1, that's the best. That's the best. Well, that's what I need so many passes for. It's like it's not nice. It's like I have to control this, control that, and if we can go through in 1, thank you. But can we create the situations for that? Now, you got to create the numbers. You have to. Now, if you're going to try and get there in 1 and they have 5 players compared to your 2 or 3, who's winning it? It's going to them. Even if we won the flick, they're winning it. And actually, I know there's a lot of stuff with built, but you become more vulnerable then. Because they have the numbers then coming at you. Now, if you create the more scenario where you have to maybe bring them just a little bit more to create more space, I'd like to give you a fair fight. I don't want to see you going against 2 or 3 players. I want to see you go against 1v1 because I believe then you've got a fair chance. You don't need me. Yeah, maybe not, but you don't need me looking at you surely saying do this, do that. But you're surrounded. Now try and give you the opportunity to be able to win a race, that it's a fair race. So you just try and create that scenario that's going to allow that because don't forget I was a forward. You kick it up to me there in front of 4 or 5. I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm not that good anyway, but I'm not going to do it. I can't do that. But you might turn around, he's got to hold it up, he's got to do this, Against who? Like, people like, even IG, even looking at him now intimidates me. Do you know, you would have loved that, wouldn't you? Yeah, of course, I would have had no chance. And then you could turn around and say to me, oh yeah, but he's got to do this, he's got to do that, he does that at his club. I don't do that at my club. Now, I don't want people coming off feeling like I did. And that's the honest truth. I want you to love this. I want you to come away like, I can't wait to play again. It might not have been our day, but I can't wait. I've had so much of the ball, or I felt like I had a chance of scoring, and I felt it was this, and I felt it was that. Like, so many times I come off, it was so difficult. Like, against Republic of Ireland, I cried. I touched the ball 3 times. I'm at Crow Park. No one come and spoke to me and said, sorry for leaving you on your own up there. You know, no one did. And I never want anyone to feel that way. So maybe it's my own psyche coming in a little bit as well, but I believe we should all give everyone a fair chance of being able to show what their true talent is. And that's how I see it, really. You know what I mean? It's not overplaying or far from it. It's just, can we allow you to be the best you can be? And that fits for everyone. And now I believe we have a better chance if you have the ball, because then you're able to show your talent more, but then some players might not. So where work, then there's your trigger, go press, and we're able to work it, but it complements the team. Because the whole part of, what you want to do is win games and score, surely. That's why, like I say, when crowds get excited or fans get excited, I'm not ever going to turn around and say, don't get excited. How can I? Be excited. Be over the top. You have that right, and so you should feel that way. I probably know deep down it's not like I have to stay a little bit away from it. I have to keep my own, and as a group of coaches, we have to. But I feel we're so quick to play things down, or like we know where we're at. Trust me, and it's not what I tell you it is. Because I know I don't want you to feel, do you understand what I mean? It's like, I want you to feel like impressed. I want you to trust me, I've just talked absolute nonsense for this 20-odd minutes, and you guys will be fine with it. You'll be fine. The coaches have been there going, what? What were you talking about? But I believe, we should enjoy this. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, this is what it is. And this country, over the last number of years, has given us reason to be optimistic. I've watched this in major tournaments. I never thought, I did feel I would, but, to get to a semi-final major tournament with Cookie, then, with the Euros with Pagey, then another set of World Cup. It's like, it's been incredible for us. Now we want to keep that going. And I believe there's a real good chance of being able to do that. I just trailed off completely, and I just had to bring myself back. Sorry.
That was brilliant. I'm in with a shout tomorrow. No, I'm not.
You play 6? No, it's a joke. Yes, it's a joke.
Thanks for that, Craig. Brilliant. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.